Today we're going to talk about how useful these little things are. Plus they're just fun to make. So what's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you a cool little camp project, and that is making these hooks, okay? Once you make these, you can stick them away in your bag, have them, and then when you get into camp, you can pull them out and utilize them a ton of different ways, which I'm also going to show you. So first, let's look at how I actually set this hook up and talk about some variations of it. So here's the first hook that I was showing, okay? And this is the second hook that we're going to make. So what I'm going to do, I used bank line for this. You can use any kind of cordage that you would like. I'm going to switch over to something a little bit heavier. I think it's going to be easier for you to see, so I got some paracord out, okay? The first part that I like to do with this is you're going to take your line, you're going to tie 2 knots in it. Now this is going to be the loop section of this, okay? So what you need to remember is that the longer you make this, of course, the longer your loop, the shorter your loop. So try to think ahead a little bit what you're going to do, unless you're going to make multiples of these, okay? I put the 2 stop knots on, and they are going to go side to side on that upright, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to take another piece of line, and we're going to tie a straight lash with these included on the straight lash. Okay, so what you're going to notice is there's a lot of confusion going on at this point. We have our loop that comes up with our 2 knots, which I separated out, and then we have our straight lash being created with our top loop. Because remember, when we go up so far with our straight lash, we're going to feed our end in like this, and then we are going to give this end a tug, and that is going to pull our line back through and secure everything. So now we get to this step. So what I like to do is clean up this straight lash. I'm going to cut free these 2 ends. And then what we're left with is our loop and our knots. But one last thing, you want to grab your loop and pull. You're going to notice my knot then is going to slide up and grab onto my straight lash. And now you're going to be good to go. Now, if you know you're going to be loading a lot of weight on this, feel free to go ahead and put some type of notch above the lashing itself. That way when the weight pulls and pressure pulls downward, the lashing itself will catch onto that notch. But what I've found, honestly, for the stuff that I hang, it's not that heavy. This is going to work out just fine. So now that my hook's complete, I want to talk about a few different things you can do with it. Number one, you can vary the size of the hook. So you can make these a lot smaller, you can make the shaft of them a lot longer, you can make the actual hanging part longer, shorter, whatever you want to do. You can also make this rope super long, you can make it super short, you can tie a daisy chain on here, all different stuff. But at the end of the day, it's really just going to come down to how you're going to utilize the hook. So let me show you a couple different ways we can use these around camp, and you're gonna love it. So the most simplistic way to utilize this hook when you head into camp is to just find a branch somewhere, right? So I find this branch right here, and I literally just take the hook and the rope and I just loop it through itself. It hangs really easily like that. Now I have somewhere I can hang different items. So I can go ahead, and if I want to hang my backpack, boom. If I need to hang my coat, boom. Whatever I need to hang up, I'm good to go. If I have multiple hooks, multiple things. Now, if you're in a situation that you just have a lot of straight trees and not branches, you can always grab a secondary piece of cord. I just have a loop on one end and wrap this thing around the tree just like that. So now what you might be thinking from other videos is that we can put a toggle in this and hang our gear that way. But if we have our hooks, we can simply just take our hooks and run this line through. Now we have, again, adjustability here with where the hook lies, and then we can just put a bow or an overhand knot in here. It'll hold this thing in place, and we're good to go. Now, if you have a smaller diameter tree or a larger loop on your hook, you can simply put that around a tree and feed your hook through that. Now, really quickly, I can hang my hook off my tree this way, and I got another gear holder just like that. And then the final way I'm going to show you, which is I think one of the coolest, is if you have multiple of these and you set up a ridge line, now you can just hang your hooks from that ridge line at different widths apart, and then you can really make it adjustable for whatever gear or supplies you need to hang. So there you go, my friends, a fun little bushcraft project for everyone. It's super simple, super easy, but I mean, that's the exciting part of bushcraft, right? That's what all the fun's about, going out and getting to use your tools and just really enjoying yourself out there and playing around with different setups. So think about making some bushcraft hooks, putting them in your kit, have them for when you need them, and life around camp's gonna be just that much better. So that's it, bushcraft hooks. I hope everybody really enjoyed this video and everybody gives it a try. As always, check us out at coalcrackerbushcraft.com, and until the next video, stay in the woods.